You've followed the strict meal plans. You've dragged yourself out of bed for early workouts. You've pushed through exhausting cardio sessions that made you question every life decision. Yet every time you look in the mirror, your belly fat seems untouched. It's still there, just as stubborn as ever. Most people never hear the real reason. It isn't because you're lazy. It isn't because you lack willpower or discipline. The truth is that you've been trying to solve the wrong problem. Whether your body burns fat or stores it isn't decided only by what happens in the gym. A huge part of that decision happens within the first few minutes after you wake up, before breakfast, before exercise, before you're fully awake. Every morning, your body quietly makes an important choice. It can tap into stored fat for energy, or it can protect that fat and keep adding to it, especially around your midsection. The hormone that influences this decision more than most people realize is cortisol. It's probably one of the most misunderstood hormones in the human body, yet people blame it for almost everything. Here's how it works. As soon as you wake up, your brain naturally triggers something called the cortisol awakening response. This is completely normal. It's your body's built-in alarm system that helps you feel alert, focused, and ready to start the day. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. The problem isn't cortisol itself. The problem is the way many of us begin our mornings. Instead of easing into the day, we grab our phones before we even leave the bed. We check emails, read stressful messages, scroll through social media, and flood our brains with information before we've even seen natural daylight. Then we rush to the kitchen, drink coffee on an empty stomach, and race through the morning feeling like we're already behind. To your brain, those signals don't look like an ordinary weekday. They look like danger. Your brain doesn't know you're simply dealing with work deadlines or notifications. It only recognizes stress. As a result, cortisol climbs even higher. Your body switches into survival mode, and it starts behaving exactly as it was designed to during a threat. One of those protective responses is storing more fat. Not just any fat either. It tends to favor visceral fat, the deep fat packed around your internal organs that gives your stomach that stubborn appearance and is much harder to lose. Here's what's frustrating. Visceral fat contains a large number of receptors that respond to stress hormones. The higher your cortisol levels stay, the more your body wants to hold on to this fat. That's why two people can eat similar meals and follow similar workout routines, but get completely different results. One person's body is comfortable burning stored energy, while the other's is focused on protecting every calorie, because the hormonal environment is completely different. Now think about Japan for a moment. People there regularly eat rice. They enjoy noodles. Many of the carbohydrate-rich foods that Western diet culture often treats as the enemy are everyday staples. Yet Japan continues to have one of the lowest obesity rates in the world. That raises an interesting question. They're not spending hours doing endless cardio. They're not surviving on grilled chicken and plain salads every day. So why are the results so different? Part of the answer is how they begin their mornings. Their routines are often calmer, more intentional, and less rushed. Instead of waking up in an immediate state of stress, many people ease into the day. That helps keep cortisol closer to its natural range. When cortisol stays balanced, your metabolism is more willing to burn energy instead of constantly storing it for emergencies. That's the real lesson. It isn't about finding another trendy superfood or buying the latest miracle drink that promises to melt belly fat overnight. It's about creating a morning routine that tells your nervous system you're safe, not under attack. When your body stops believing it's facing a constant threat, it becomes much more willing to let go of the fat it's been trying so hard to protect. Now let's talk about how to actually improve your mornings. It doesn't require complicated routines or expensive supplements. Just 5 simple habits, each backed by real biology. No detox gimmicks, no miracle drinks claiming to erase belly fat overnight. Your body responds to science, not marketing. Start with water before you reach for coffee. After spending 7 or 8 hours asleep, your body has gone that entire time without fluids. Even while sleeping, you lose water through breathing and normal body functions. By morning, you're slightly dehydrated, your blood is more concentrated, and your heart has to work a little harder to circulate it. That extra strain can gently push cortisol levels higher before your day has even begun. Your adrenal glands, which produce cortisol, rely on important minerals like sodium and potassium to function properly. Drinking plain water helps, but adding a tiny pinch of sea salt and a few drops of lemon can help replace some of what your body has lost overnight. So before turning on the coffee machine, slowly drink a full glass of room temperature water with that small pinch of sea salt and a little lemon. It isn't about creating some trendy wellness ritual. It's simply giving your body a signal that everything is okay. You're hydrated. Resources are available. There's no emergency. That simple habit can help calm your nervous system, reduce unnecessary stress signals, and allow your body to begin the day from a more balanced state, instead of jumping straight into survival mode. Next, step outside and let yourself experience real daylight. Deep inside your brain is a tiny control center called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It acts as your body's master clock, helping regulate your sleep cycle, energy levels, and the natural rhythm of cortisol throughout the day. When this internal clock falls out of sync, cortisol can remain elevated much longer than it should. That's when you end up feeling strangely exhausted, yet unable to relax. Your body feels drained, but your mind refuses to slow down. You can't concentrate, but you can't truly rest either. Artificial lighting indoors can't properly reset this system. Neither can staring at your phone screen. Your brain is designed to respond to natural sunlight. Within about 30 minutes of waking up, spend 5 to 10 minutes outside. Skip the sunglasses if it's comfortable to do so. Avoid looking at your phone, and simply allow natural light to reach your eyes and skin. This helps create a healthy morning rise in cortisol, exactly when it's supposed to happen. After that, the hormone gradually declines throughout the rest of the day, supporting better energy, improved mood, and more restful sleep later at night. Your serotonin levels also benefit, helping you stay alert during the day while making it easier for your body to produce melatonin when evening arrives. It's a simple habit that's been built into human biology for thousands of years. When your internal clock is working correctly, your body naturally begins doing what it's designed to do, with far less effort. The third step may be the hardest for coffee lovers, but it makes a surprisingly big difference. Instead of drinking coffee immediately after waking, try waiting around 90 minutes. Here's why. While you're asleep, a chemical called adenosine builds up inside your brain. Adenosine is responsible for that heavy, groggy feeling many people experience first thing in the morning. Normally, your body starts clearing adenosine naturally during the first hour or so after you wake up. If you drink coffee immediately, caffeine doesn't actually remove adenosine. It simply blocks the receptors that detect it. The adenosine stays in your system, waiting. Eventually, as the caffeine begins wearing off, all that remaining adenosine becomes noticeable at once. That's why so many people experience a sudden energy crash a few hours after their first cup. Now you're dealing with lingering fatigue, plus the extra cortisol stimulation from the caffeine, a combination that can increase cravings, reduce focus, and encourage your body to hold on to fat, especially around the abdomen. Waiting about 90 minutes gives your brain enough time to clear much of that adenosine naturally. Cortisol also begins settling into its normal rhythm before caffeine enters the picture. When you finally have your coffee, the energy feels smoother, your concentration lasts longer, and you're much less likely to hit that late morning slump where you're desperately searching for something sugary to keep yourself going. The coffee hasn't changed, only the timing has. And that small adjustment can create a completely different response inside your body. The fourth step is simple. Go for a walk. The fourth step is to walk, not push yourself through an intense workout. This is where many people accidentally work against their own bodies. They wake up after a poor night's sleep, already stressed, often without eating anything, then immediately jump into a high-intensity workout because they believe that's what discipline looks like. But if your body is already flooded with stress hormones, adding an exhausting workout simply piles more stress onto an already overloaded system. Cortisol rises even higher. To your brain, all those signals suggest you're dealing with a serious threat. Instead of feeling safe enough to burn stored fat, your body becomes even more protective of its energy reserves. You finish the workout exhausted. You've burned calories, but your body still clings to stubborn belly fat. It's one of the most frustrating experiences because it feels like you're doing everything right while seeing very little change. A much smarter approach is surprisingly simple. Spend 10 to 15 minutes walking outside at a comfortable pace. There's an interesting reason this works. As you move forward, everything around you naturally passes through your field of vision in a smooth, steady pattern. Trees, sidewalks, buildings, and the horizon all glide by in a way your brain recognizes as safe movement. Scientists call this visual effect optic flow. That gentle visual motion helps calm the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for constantly asking, are we safe or should we prepare for danger? When the amygdala sees that steady forward movement without signs of threat, it receives a reassuring message. We're moving normally. Nothing is chasing us. Everything is okay. As your brain perceives less danger, cortisol begins to settle, making it easier for your body to access stored fat instead of guarding it. Walking may never look impressive on social media, but it can quietly become one of the most effective habits for improving your metabolism and supporting fat loss. The fifth and final step costs absolutely nothing. Yet, it's probably the hardest habit for most people to follow. Don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. For many people, this habit is broken before they even get out of bed. The moment you unlock your screen, your brain is bombarded with emails, social media updates, breaking news, work requests, endless notifications, and other people's opinions. All of that happens before your mind has even fully woken up. Your nervous system interprets this flood of information as stress. Cortisol rises, your fight or flight response quietly switches on, and you've unknowingly created a hormonal environment that encourages fat storage before breakfast has even happened. Instead, protect those first 30 minutes. Keep them quiet. Keep them simple. Let yourself wake up slowly without constant digital stimulation. This gives your parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system, the opportunity to guide your body into a calmer state. When that happens, cortisol remains much closer to its natural range, creating the conditions where your body is far more willing to burn stored fat instead of protecting it. Feeling calm in the morning isn't just about having a peaceful mindset. It's a biological signal that influences how your body manages energy throughout the rest of the day. So here's the complete routine from beginning to end. Wake up and leave your phone alone. Give your brain a chance to wake naturally before notifications begin demanding your attention. Drink a full glass of room temperature water with a small pinch of sea salt and a few drops of lemon. Rehydrate first. Coffee can wait. Within the first 30 minutes, step outside and spend 5 to 10 minutes in natural morning sunlight to help reset your internal body clock. Then take an easy walk for around 10 to 15 minutes, allowing the calming effects of optic flow to relax your nervous system. Finally, wait about 90 minutes before having your first cup of coffee so your brain can naturally clear adenosine and your cortisol can settle into its healthy daily rhythm. No expensive supplements, no complicated workout plans, no miracle powders or trendy detox products.